on what was the problem. I mean, Sony Michel could not get it going. They
Pittle,
had no downfield presence, with
none.
I mean, Flash. So Josh Gordon has some kind of injury though, right? Like a hand injury or something that he's
So,
dealing with because he wasn't able to
yeah, I just don't think
get separation.
they couldn't really get anybody going today. And I mean, I think the Bills defense had a lot to do with that. But man, like Josh McDaniels, this is exactly what I tell you about him all the time, that I love him 80% of the time, but there are times where he just calls one duck after another, and it just, I mean, the Patriots defense is good enough. They kept them in that game today.
It saved them today. I mean, they had 4 picks, right?
4 picks, yep. And I think, I mean, obviously, Josh Allen going out, that was a pretty bad hit. I mean,
bad hit,
dude. Whenever you see someone start to cuddle up in the fetal position, that's always a really bad thing.
That's a large man too. I mean, he's a 6'5", 240-pound kid, but it's bringing in Matt Barkley is certainly a downgrade. Even though people may not be that high on Josh Allen, that's certainly a downgrade. And those picks he threw today, they were bad balls. I mean, you and I probably could have intercepted a couple of those. They were just ducks kind of hanging around.
Exactly, and I just
good screen call.
Yep, good screen there. Nice work for Teddy. I think Teddy came in that first week, and I just feel like he definitely was. I don't know, just didn't expect to come into that game as quickly as he did. He's a good quarterback.
If you look at those numbers he put up last week against the Seahawks, 19 for 27, 177 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. That's exactly what you need him to do.
Correct. But yeah, man, overall, it was, I mean, I was really pissed that we lost the dildo bet. That sucks. No dildos on the field. There was a wedding on the field, which Jason and I were talking about on Twitter that we're going to try to arrange for you since you're the only one that needs to get married. So we're going to work on that.
Yeah, let's make sure it's not at a Bills game.
No problem. I mean, if it's not a Cowboys game, would there not be a better bunch to have a wedding reception around?
Absolutely. Get Jerry involved.
Absolutely. Did you happen to see the video of Jerry marching down Bourbon Street at like 1 a.m. last night?
No.
It's fantastic.
God. That was a good play by Robert Quinn. That's a guy that he was not healthy in the offseason, finally getting healthy coming off surgery, and that's what we got him for. I mean, people don't realize, because, I mean, with the Cowboys, obviously Zeke and Dak and Amari get a lot of attention. This front seven, I mean, obviously we know how good the linebackers are and how fast they are, but this D-line has a lot of guys you don't know their name aside from DeMarcus Lawrence that we rotate in and out that are all really good players. Like the Cowboys have a lot of depth.
The Cowboys always do that, though. That's what
they always rotate the D-line.
Yeah, and I think that's smart in a lot of ways, but it's one of those things. I never really like the bend and not break thing, no matter what the team is. That always concerns me, because what that leads to is either you have a really good defensive performance or you get blown out by 40.
Correct.
So that's kind of what you're looking at here. I don't think the Cowboys have to worry about that tonight with Breeze being out, but
correct. But I think the reason the Cowboys can get away with that style of defense, because I would overall agree with that, but the Cowboys, when they're successful on offense, they have ultra long possessions. Wow. Great back shoulder catch.
Yep.
The Cowboys have ultra long offensive possessions when they are successful, which allows that defense to kind of catch its breath and not be on the field too often. So it doesn't have to be an elite defense. It just has to be an above average defense, and they can compete for a ring. Although I'm not, I'm a realistic Cowboys fan. I'm not, ready to say this team's going to go 13-3 or anything like that. I think it's a 10-win team, as I thought coming into the year.
I think, and that's a great season. That's a great season.
10-6, in that division, which Philly and the Giants both look good again this week. I don't think that division is as cupcake as people may think.
Mm-hmm.
Only good thing is, every year we get a team plays, all 4 teams from another division of the other conference. We get the AFC East this year, which aside from the Patriots is kind of a nice little bonus to our
helpful.
Yeah, that gives you another win or two probably.
I've been contemplating going to Foxborough for that game. We'll see.
Is that in Foxborough on Thanksgiving?
No, it's the Sunday after.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll see, man. Or it might be I'd have to look at the schedule again, actually. I think it is the 28th now that I think about it.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, it's got a first down here for Teddy. Get the legs going.
Wow.
Dude,
there's got to be a hold in there somewhere. There's that much space.
Oh yeah, flag down anyway. I was thinking about this today. I feel like maybe 2 or 3 years ago we were holding is the call there. We're at 9:55 left in the first, by the way, or right around that area.
Yep.
But I really feel like several years back, the conversation was always that, oh, well, there just aren't enough good quarterbacks. Like, not all teams have a good quarterback. I don't think that's true. I just think that they weren't looking in the right places. Like, they're too easy to make, like, Teddy Bridgewater a receiver. Or, Lamar is a great example of that, where everybody was like, oh, he needs to be a receiver. No, he doesn't. No, he does not. He's a natural quarterback. Teddy's the same way. Like, you can make that case for a lot of people. Cardale Jones is one of those people. You don't know what you have in Cardale Jones.
Right. I think the depth of that position has just improved a lot. You got a lot of, I think, NFL capable talents coming out of college right now. And the game's evolving too, where you really need an accurate passer that's not going to make mistakes and could just use his feet to buy a little time. That's what you're getting out of these guys like Mahomes and Lamar Jackson.
And Dak, really. He's
Dak,
one of those guys.
Yeah, exactly. Guys like that. That's kind of the new prototypical quarterback, not the stand in the pocket 6'4" guy.
Right, which I kind of like. I'm good with that.
And I love that. It makes the league way more fun.
Sure it does. And obviously we're 3rd and 13 right now.
Yeah, but this is a big play right here.
Yep.
Cowboys defense needs to get off the field, get the ball.
Boy, I'll tell you.
Back in Zeke's hands. I really feel like the key to this game is going to be able to run Zeke, and he's only got a couple touches thus far. They need to get off the field right here. It's a pretty good pass rush.
Oh my God! Let's go!
Wow. Great play. Is that Cheeto?
Yep.
Boy,
dude, that was a calamity of a play.
Yeah, that was a bad throw.
It wasn't a terrible throw. It wasn't
a bad decision to make the throw because the guy was relatively open. It was a bad throw, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, the ball was just not where it needed to be. Great awareness. He was in bounds. That's good.
Great turnover. Cowboys ball now.
And we don't get a lot of turnovers, so we gotta capitalize on this. But I said on the pod, I thought the Cowboys establishing the run and taking the crowd out of it a little bit and keeping that offense on the sideline would be the key to their success.
You've got to. I only took the Cowboys first half in this thing because I just, I don't want to wait the whole game to see what's going to happen here. I got my ass handed to me every other way today. So it's, I had the Patriots by 7. That was my lock of the week. Won by 6. Just annoying.
Yeah, my lock of the week was the Colts, and that one backfired on me. My underdog of the Jags covered, my college pick covered, but yeah, NFL, these things happen with the parity in the league. I just didn't see Oakland putting up that performance today.
Nobody did.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people did, though, so I'm not going to beat myself up over that one. I liked my call and taking the field goal or 2.5, whatever it was at for the Jags. I just had a feeling that Broncos team is piss poor.
Dude, they somehow fired their coach and got far worse, and I don't understand how that happens.
Let me ask you this. So we had, a few teams today that we're looking at as the elite teams in the league with the Patriots, with the Chiefs that kind of showed, that they're mortal.
Yeah.
And we talked about it on the podcast this week of all the undefeated teams that we thought were fraudulent. Who do you think got exposed the most? Was it the Bills? Was it
the Rams?
The Packers? Probably. I think it was the Rams. That's what I was going to say.
I really don't think that the Rams deserved to be in the Super Bowl to begin with last year. They were one bad referee call away from not being there in the first place.
Correct.
And I just think they kind of got exposed. You're going up against Bruce Arians. I love Bruce Arians as a coach, man. I always have. I think he's been in really shitty spots. And we've seen this 100 times, too, with Jameis Winston. He has really good days, and he has really bad days, and it's because he doesn't focus on the game enough, but that's a whole other thing. But regardless, this happened to be one of those days where they just were clicking. But the fact that the Rams were able to mount such a comeback, I think they only lost by 8, I think, and they were down double digits by halftime.
They ended up losing by 15 because Goff got sacked, strip fumble, a minute left, and they picked it up and ran it back in. So here's my issue. Obviously, defensively, that's a bad performance. You're at home, you give up 55 to the Bucs. That's an issue. But my bigger issue is with the fact that, once again, it's something that you and I have talked about, Justin, especially when we did the live pod on the Rams, is Goff just keeps missing open guys. Guys are running wide open, and he's just not able to hit them. And it's absolutely driving me insane because that team's offense should be scoring, honestly, enough to stay in that game because the Bucs can't stop a nosebleed either. But I think the Packers got exposed a little bit too because
a little bit. But dude, we've talked about this though. The Eagles team is better than
we
showed.
The people give it credit for. But let me say this: that Packers defense, I bought into it because I just believed it was good from watching them play a couple of good games and then just hearing all this media attention around it. I'm just giving it that it's. I'm guilty of just giving it credit and. at the end of that game, especially in third and fourth quarter, I mean, the Eagles were getting 5 to 10 yards of rush. I mean, they were just taking advantage of every single hole and just pushing that line backwards. And I think teams like Cowboys got them next week, for example. I think we're going to be able to run on them really easily. So with Devontae getting the toe injury, I think the Packers are really susceptible to not having the season people were thinking after 3 weeks.
I agree with that, man. This is the time. I mean, you know me. I'm the ultimate like wait and see guy. Like that. We got a third. I
definitely overreact.
We got a 3rd and 2 right now. Dak's running for it. He's got it. Good. But yeah, I'm the ultimate like wait and see guy, especially on stuff like that. Like whenever you go from like the last. So like I know that teams are different from year to year. I mean that's obvious, right? But like
a late hit there.
Is that a late hit?
Ooh.
Oh boy,
it's kind of a soft call, but I'll take it.
Yeah, damn. I'm the ultimate like wait and see guy when it comes to that stuff, though. Like if like I know that teams are different year to year, no matter what. But if you come off this like abysmal defensive season, like there's no way you're going to reinvent the defense in one. It just doesn't happen that often. It definitely happens, but like for the most part, you don't build like a Chicago style defense or Patriot style defense at overnight. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the Patriots are best at doing that above anybody else, but they have the foundation there, and that's the point. You had the Patriots have had a lot of guys returning versus like the Bears, who still got a lot of young guys, and then Khalil Mack's a goddamn beast.
But I know the names of the players on the Patriots and the Bears. Like I don't know the players on the Packers as well as like these household names that are
right.
You know, I know that they have some good young prospects, but yeah, I think that defense is going to show its true colors here over the course of the season. I still think the Packers are probably like a 9-7 type team.
I agree with that. And the Vikings in that division.
Yeah, not feeling good about that pick because if they can't run the ball, now if it's a bad run defense, they're going to win the game. But if it's a team like that has a defense like the Bears, not a chance.
Ooh, boy, that was a hit.
He got that in there though.
He did, but that was a hit that he took. Dude, Witten has been surprisingly productive.
Yeah, I mean, you got to pay attention to him though at this point because I mean, he's still. Oh yeah, that was a hell of
a hit.
Cam Jordan. We talked about him a lot on the last time we did the live pod with the Saints, but you got to pay attention to Witten. It's easy to say he's just an old man. He's not going to do much, but he's such a disciplined route runner. He doesn't drop anything, and you just kind of forget about him because of the other weapons. Having Gallup out hurts though, man. I really was excited about. What he could do his second year and
how long is he out for?
It's indefinite at this point, but we're probably looking at like 6 to 8 weeks. It's a lower body injury. It's not a season-ending injury though.
Interesting.
But I mean, he's a guy that I think could be a number 2 receiver in the NFL.
Yeah, but the problem is like with a young guy like that, you need your reps. You just need your reps. So like him coming,
he got him last year though. He really did. He played in every game last year.
That's fair, but like it's different if like Gronk is coming back, versus like or Witten, for example. Yeah, come on,
that's true.
You got to make that throw. If it's different if like Gronk or Witten or somebody unretires at week 10 or something like that and doesn't have their reps, they can get back out there and do it. But a young guy, that always concerns me.
It's true. Yep. I think last year it took him. He was playing at Colorado State last year. So for him to come up to the NFL level, that's a big jump in talent to go from a group of 5 school. So I think it took him a full year because the first game he looked great.
Yes.
I think first 2 games, because he got hurt in the second one. That was that last incompletion for Dak on 2nd and 9 was intended for Devin White, who is playing in place of Gallup, who had that huge play downfield 2 weeks ago. See what we got here on 3rd and 9. Buying time. Oh,
he tried to let the play come to him though.
That's a throw you probably got to make, but
I don't know if I need to see it again. I don't know if the receiver really got loose until the end. Let's see here.
Yeah, I mean Cobb's a 5'10", 5'11" guy. It's kind of hard. He didn't get Dak didn't get his shoulders squared up.
Yeah, he wasn't quite there yet. Can we talk about real quick how on CBS, like CBS today might have like coverage wise? I don't know. Did you watch most of the Patriots game?
Yeah, but I was Hulu gave me some bonus. So I had Patriots, I had Carolina, Houston, and I had Kansas City, Detroit.
Okay, so you're gonna get the points here with a field goal, no problem.
Take it.
Take the points, dude. Just the general like presentation. Dan Fouts was just a bumbling buffoon today. And like they didn't show any replays worth of crap. Like it was always what they just did with Dak here where like you want to see the whole play unfold. Like whenever I see a replay, I want to see a replay of the whole thing. I don't want to see the route that Dak rolled out into or whoever it is. I don't care who it is. But like and this is a great example. Like I want to see the whole thing unfold to see where the receiver got to.
I've said that several times. I think Fox does a much better job at covering the like getting you like a different camera angle where you can really see what happened in that play.
NBC's pretty good.
Yeah, at NBC, that's what we're getting to watch this game on. But just for like those noon games here in Texas, I mean, the Fox coverage to me is always better.
Yeah, I just think CBS is subpar. I love their golf coverage though.
Yep.
So anyway, but what were we talking about? We were talking about Dak and.
Who are you more concerned about, I guess, moving forwards here between the Patriots and the Chiefs? I kind of wanted to get your opinion on that.
The Chiefs, I think the Chiefs slept throughout that game today.
I think the Chiefs' offense is a lot better than the Patriots. I think the Patriots' defense is a lot better.
If you just watch today's game versus the other games that the Pats have played, yeah, I could see where you would say that. But if you compared them right now, give me Tom Brady over Pat Mahomes. I mean, they nearly lost that game today. Like, Pat couldn't get anything going today.
Yeah, but he had 315 yards still. I mean, Brady had like 150.
But the rest of the offense didn't have shit. And I'm not saying compare today's two games, but what I'm saying is, like, I don't trust Andy Reid or that Chiefs team more than the Patriots by any stretch of the imagination.
I still think they're going to win a lot of games in that division, though.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed. I think they're a good team. I'm not saying they're bad by any stretch of the imagination either.
You're just more concerned about them than the Patriots. I still think they're probably the two best teams in the league, right?
Oh, almost certainly.
Who else would you round off in your top 5 power rankings after what we've seen this week?
I mean, the Dolphins are obviously there, right? I mean, that's a given. They did not cover again by the day.
I know, man. We had it. We had it.
Crazy. Man, like the Rams losing today really throws a wrench in things, doesn't it? You probably looking at like are we talking about both conferences, right?
Yep.
So we're talking about like the Patriots, we're talking about Kansas City. I still think Baltimore's maybe up there. I don't know. I need to see more there, but they look really good top to bottom.
They got their ass whooped today by Cleveland. They did,
but dude, Cleveland was going to do that at some point.
Sure.
I don't know.
I think you got to put Dallas in there.
Oh, agreed. That was definitely where I was going next.
Because, like, I mean, until we see them lose, I think I'm pretty high on New Orleans. I think you could maybe put them in there.
It's going to depend on what happens while Breeze is gone. If they can,
dude, is it crazy to think Chicago with Chase Daniels is in there? Because that offense looked a lot better today.
Even Trubisky's looked a lot better the last 2 weeks. He got hurt, so he came out of the game, but he was looking better. So I wouldn't write off Chicago yet either.
I wouldn't either. And Minnesota has a good defense, and they were still able to move the ball.
No, Minnesota is not in the top 5 teams in this league.
No. Their defense is good though, and Chicago was able to move the ball on them. Is what I'm saying. Minnesota still has a really good defense.
Yeah. Okay. I misfollowed you there. So I was going to say,
no.
Racist Kirk Cousins sucks.
Oh my god.
Fuck him, dude. He is just, dude. They should. You remember how they made all those Darren Williams posters in Brooklyn whenever he had quote unquote stolen all the money from the Nets? They should do the same thing in Minnesota, dude. That guy has robbed that team blind.
$29 million a year.
Also, can we dude? The Redskins might be the worst team in this league, even over the Dolphins. Like the Dolphins are trying to be bad. I don't think the Redskins are trying to be bad.
Right. That's the problem. Yeah, that's true. I mean, they're definitely one of the 3 or 4 worst teams. No doubt.
That's a Dan Snyder problem.
Gruden's going to be gone.
Yeah, this is a Dan Snyder thing though. At this point, like,
yes,
you've watched the Ravens are a great example. Down the road, watch them have a successful team, burn it down, and rebuild. In the time that you've been fucking around with RG&E.
Absolutely.
Good sack.
Good pass rush.
Yep. Great up the middle. Oh, that might have been. I don't know what this flag is for.
I think that might be a holding on top of it.
Really?
The Cowboys have a sneaky good pass rush, man. But that's Robert Quinn once again, man.
Oh, wow.
I mean, he was an all-pro. Oh, we got a face mask. Son of a bitch.
Yep.
So Robert Quinn was an all-pro multiple years in a row. He was a first-round draft pick coming out of North Carolina. He got picked up by the Rams when they were kind of rebuilding, and he was a multiple-time All-Pro. He just had a lot of injuries, and he's probably 29 or 30 now, kind of hitting the peak of that age. You can really be an elite pass rusher, but we got him for the low, man. And just mixing him in with Tank, mixing him in with Malik Collins and these guys up front is going to be a blessing. He's finally healthy tonight, supposedly. 100%.
The biggest thing I feel like the Cowboys have to worry about is just staying healthy.
Yeah, and I mean, moving forwards, though, it's going to be interesting because they pay Jalen and DeMarcus. They're going to have to probably pay Van Der Esch, right? Oh, God, it's an arm tackle.
But they've still got a little bit of. They've got a lot of time between that.
Byron Jones is a free agent after this year.
Okay,
you're gonna have to figure out what you're going to do with him. That feels like a guy the Cowboys won't pay, and that the Patriots will pay because that's a position the Patriots pay for is corner.
Always, they'll pay just about anything on defense,
dude, and like. Maybe they don't need a corner, though, because they got 3 or 4 pretty good ones up there. But
my absolute favorite thing that you always forget about this, but I saw it today. It's just always a good reminder that Belichick let Jamie Collins play 3+ seasons of good football on a rookie deal, got a 3rd-round pick for him by trading him to Cleveland, let Cleveland pay him a total of $27 million for subpar ball.
And then brought him back.
And then brought him back on $250,000, and he's back to being good at football.
Wait, no, $250,000? No.
$250,000. Because he's still being paid by Cleveland.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, league minimum's higher than that. Okay, that's yeah. I mean, that's just
hilarious.
Fuck you guys. I'm tired of it.
I mean, it doesn't really matter what team you're a fan of. Like, that's just fucking just using people. Like, I've said it a million times. If Bill Belichick calls and says,
"Oh my God, dude, Taysom Hill just murdered Xavier Woods." And Xavier Woods is a fucking heavy hitter.
Yeah, he is.
Taysom Hill is just an animal, man.
But if Belichick calls your phone and says, "Let's do this trade," you just don't do it.
It's true. You know it's going to always end poorly.
Correct.
So conspiracy theory me is coming out here a little bit. Do you think Belichick did just enough in this game to win and just didn't and wanted to put a fake blueprint together if this is how you stop the Patriots offense and it's just a fake blueprint?
There's a little bit of possibility of that. I think there's always a possibility of that. I did see that
Bill Belichick just screwing with my psychosis as a fan, man. I just don't know what to think.
That's what he does. And I don't even think it's that, man. I just think they were maybe a little bit off kilter today. They have those games. They just do. That's how they go like 12-4 every year, is they just have those games where it's like, what the hell happened there?
You got around that corner.
Got in there. First down. 2:08 left in the first. But
Cowboys got to make that. You can't give that play up right there and let him get around that corner so easily.
No, you can't. You got to keep the offense on the field. You got to keep feeding Zeke, man. That's going to be a key to this game. Is just keep it grinding. Keep the clock grinding. But man, as soon as I saw Matt Barkley come into that game today, I knew that we were safe. That I was safe.
It's like, how many bad USC quarterbacks are still in the league?
So many, dude.
It's so many. It's insane.
We need to do a review. Maybe you and I can do this in the next week or two of the NFL release the top 100 plays of all time. Boy, do they have the order wrong, but some of them are just fantastic.
Yeah, and they're doing, I think NFL Network's doing like top 100 games, and you forget about some as of really recently games that are just great classic games to review.
Absolutely. I mean, the butt fumble might be the best thing I've ever seen. I
love seeing a healthy Sean Lee out there. He's pretty much just out there on first and second. He usually comes off the field on third or anytime we're in a dime nickel package. But having him as your third linebacker is certainly a luxury.
You have to, though, because he's always been fine, but you can't rely on him to be healthy. It's always been the problem.
No, I mean, he was above 3 or 4 years ago, or 4 or 5 years ago, he was Luke Kuechly. I mean, he was the best one-on-one like tackling middle linebacker in the league. He couldn't stay healthy.
You only have a half a season to look at that, like versus Luke Kuechly, who can play a full season always. Like Sean Lee will get hurt this year. It will happen.
Oh yes, absolutely.
But they were smart for increasing their depth in the linebacker position to make sure that it's not a problem as much.
Yeah, I mean Van Der Esch is just a bigger, faster Sean Lee that so far stayed healthy, and we got to hope that continues. A lot of people were really not high on that draft pick last year, and I was.
I would have been, dude. You and I are defensive guys, so that's not really that surprising.
No,
but
he did. I got the red flags though. I mean, 1, he played at Boise State. 2, he played high school ball at seven man. He didn't even play 1A high school ball.
Yeah, and
that's a huge red flag.
Anytime that you're out playing on a field that's blue, that's never a good thing.
You know I'm big on the Mountain West and the group of fives, man.
Yep, I know how you are about the West Coast.
God, Jason was just having a ball with that this week.
Oh my God, put him on his ass. But there's
no
flags
way.
out somewhere here.
I think he got held.
Yeah, I think he did too. Unless
it was illegal hands to the face. Right on cue, my man again, Mr. Robert Quinn, dude.
Oh man,
he's going to make himself some money because DeMarcus Lawrence gets double teamed pretty much every time.
Pretty much every single time. You're right. Holding. Yep.
So people always say, oh, like they look at Tank's numbers and be like, he only had 9 or 10 sacks. It's like, but what did he create for his teammates when they're all getting one-on-one blocking?
Right. Yeah. All right, we got 20 seconds left in the first. Then we'll take a break, and then we'll be back for the second quarter.
It hasn't really been action-packed, but I mean, the ball's moved up and down the field. It's just like I said, the teams have gotten some yardage, but
nobody's finishing.
Defense have made plays when they needed to, and no one's finishing. Exactly.
Yeah, and I think, too, I mean, if you had the first half under 22.5, I think that looks pretty solid. But
yeah, I mean, I don't foresee that going over at all.
3rd and 25 on the 30 or 29.
I think they're going to let it run. No? They're gonna...
No? So talk to me about the logic
I hate that. I hate that kind of play call.
Tell me about the logic in that in a 3rd and 25 running on.
They're basically saying, look, I mean, they've squeezed. It's 3rd and 25, but it's like 30 yards to the end zone. So they basically just squeezed the field to where these windows are so tight that they don't think they're going to get it.
Yeah.
And they don't trust Teddy. So instead of making this a 49-yarder, let's make it a 38-yarder.
That's fair.
They just guarantee it's going to be a tie. That's the logic there.
Fair enough.
And that's Sean Payton being a good coach.
Yep, sure is. It's not just him. I just question that a lot of times. All right, let's take a break real quick, and we'll be back here for the second quarter. All right, and we're back We had New Orleans kick a field goal, so we are tied 3-3 right now, just at the beginning of the second quarter here. Dude, I didn't know that John Kitna was
I was about to say, Kenny Kitna. I forgot he's he's part of this. Maybe he should be a freaking head coach too, I guess. I mean, if we're just offering everybody on the Cowboy staff head coaching jobs after 3 games.
I think that's fair. Like, he's definitely earned it.
Yep.
What a quality backup.
Dude, John Kitna was actually a really solid backup in the league for a long time, man.
Absolutely.
Played his cards right. $1 million a year, maybe come in for a game or two, but
he was a mid-2000s Cody Kessler.
Yeah. Yeah, Cody Kessler's a good one. Matt Barkley's actually, I don't want to get Matt Barkley. Dude, Chase Daniels is a solid backup.
Dude, that is
today.
Oh God, right?
Are they better off with him moving forwards?
No, I still think Trubisky's
I think they're better off to win more games this season with him, but maybe not obviously. Well, I think say obviously not long term.
You've got to remember too that the Vikings, they scored 6 points today, and those are 2 field goals. Like, I mean, they played the Vikings today. It was a good defense, yes, but like, I mean,
no, I think it was a touchdown with a missed extra point.
Okay. I saw 6 points and figured it was 2 field goals.
Oh wait, no, excuse me. They went for 2. They went for 2 because they were trying to go 8-8. I think, yeah, that's what happened. Because Dalvin Cook got me some garbage time TD there. But I mean, Dalvin Cook was leading the league in rushing, and he had 8 rushes for 15 yards at halftime. That's that Chicago Bears D I'm so high on, man. And they were without Roquan Smith and they're missing another guy up front. So they had 2 starting injuries today, and they were able to hold at least an average offense to 6 points. It's number 1 or 2 rushing offense in the league. So,
all right, we got 3rd down situation.
Yep.
What, 3rd and 3, something like that?
3rd and 2, 3rd and 3,
3rd and 5. Wow, what a terrible spot.
Okay.
I would have said like 2.
Let's see here. Okay, so we keep doing this even on 3rd. I guess it's not long. It's 3rd and medium, but keeps getting 4 or 5 wide receivers.
Just putting those trips out, man.
Look for something. Witten.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Yeah, you're gonna pay that guy. He's got to catch. If you're gonna pay that guy, he's got to catch balls like that.
Yeah, I agree.
You can't have any. Well, I mean, you can't say you can't have any, but you can't have so many balls bouncing off of hands and things like that.
No, Marshawn Lattimore's a good player.
Man, I was thinking about that today. Could you imagine if Randy Moss played now and he had the gloves that those guys wear now? Jesus.
Dude, yeah, I mean, that's the thing is his speed would translate to any era.
Yep, no doubt.
And he would be able to, there would be less contact on him downfield.
If Antonio Brown wasn't such a fucking asshole, then he would probably have the opportunity to be a very much a modern day Randy Moss.
Oh, wow. Big return right there to get him right up to midfield.
Yep.
Who is this guy? Yeah, Harris. He's made a couple of he had that end around for the first down at the end of the first quarter. It's a couple of big plays by him. But are we ready to call the Lions for real yet? Are you still? Are they still the Lions? Or
I mean, we knew they were going to take some steps forward. I like Matt Patricia a lot. I just don't think that. I think the first year he was definitely in over his head. It kind of feels like he's sort of figuring it out a little bit, though.
Yeah, I mean, they're competitive. There's no doubt about it. I mean,
we kind of wrote him off in that division, and I'm not sure that we should have.
No, not at all. Who do you think's a better team moving forward for the rest of the season, them or the Bills?
Probably them.
I think so too.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think Josh Allen's pretty good, but I think he's flawed in a lot of ways. And today it's a big order, right? You're playing against Super Bowl champs. It's the Patriots, for God's sakes. That's a tall order for anybody, right?
It is, but he trusted his arm too many times today, and that's always been his flaw,
dude. And too many
inaccuracy.
times. I was bitching about this on Saturday with Kellen Mond during the A&M game, but I feel like Josh Allen suffers from some of the same problems at times where he just doesn't have enough awareness.
Yeah, it's almost I don't know if it's overconfidence or just lack of awareness. It might be a combination of the two, but constantly Josh Allen just gets flushed out of the pocket, scrambles right, and tries to make these these crazy throws that you can get away with in Wyoming, but you're playing the Patriots defense. You can't just lob the ball up there and expect bad things to not happen, because dude, you only needed 17 points to win that game. If you just didn't turn the ball over, you were going to get that touchdown eventually. They could have won that game very easily.
I mean, you don't turn the ball over 4 or 5 times and win any game. I don't care who you are.
You don't win against the Patriots. You might win against the 49ers did that last week, but I forgot who the hell they beat.
That was the Steelers, though. So, okay, that's, Jim Mora yelled it best with the whole playoffs thing. That was in that. You turn the ball over 5 times, you don't win any game. That's right. I think that's so true for the most. I mean, you're going to have those fluke things, but that's as a general rule, a rule.
Yep.
Oh, here we go. Now we got a true breakdown of the UCL hand situation for Drew Brees. God, that's
what happens
terrible.
when you high five Aaron Donald, man.
That's right, man. That was so rough looking. Ugh.
Yeah, and what they're not factoring in here is the age, so those bones are probably a little more whittled away there.
Hope he drinks his milk. That's all you can ask for.
God, yeah. Drew, I love seeing Drew out of pads because he's just the most normal-looking dude in the world. He looks like he's just like water boy out there.
I just think that him and Tom are. I think they kind of live by the same type of regiment. I really do.
Yeah, that's true.
Obviously, you're kind of a superhuman freak if you last this long in general with your body like that. But oh my God, wow.
Oh God,
Jesus!
That's Scott Hill just beating us downfield.
Yep,
that's terrible. But you know what? If we hold them right here to a field goal, it's not going to be.
That's what you're looking for,
deal. And I think it's going to keep riding into that bend don't break theme.
Yep.
I'm trying to look at Zeke's yard. I mean, yeah, Zeke. I was saying on the pod how he had to really get it going this week, and it's just not looking good so far. I mean, he really hasn't had the opportunity, though.
Remind me, did he make it to week 1? He did, right?
Who? Zeke?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, he did. So you're talking about basically camp for this guy at this point, 4 weeks.
It's true.
I mean, you got to think that factors into it somewhere. He's not this kind of running back usually. I'm not ready to anoint him the best running back of all time like you are, but I think he's not as what he's.
I said he has the potential to be the best running back of all time.
I know. I'm not just fucking with you a little bit.
I think Saquon does too.
Agreed, dude. Daniel Jones looks kind of like the truth.
Pretty good. I mean, he had his 2 picks today, which was going to happen.
He's going to have that. It's the NFL.
What's up with Wayne Gallman though? What a hell of a performance by him,
dude. Yeah, that Giants team is just. I don't know. I don't want Gettleman to look correct at all, but it kind of seems like he might a little bit at least.
Do you think they're the hardest team to predict what's going to happen with them moving forwards for this year?
They always are.
Yeah. You know who's in that category of just I don't know what the hell to think about you? There's a couple of them. Tennessee is for sure one of those teams. They just laid it on the Falcons today. They got their ass beat by the Jaguars. I just don't know what to think about that. And then
I just think they fell into a trap game with that Jaguars game. I really think that's what happened.
Possibly, but which team, in my opinion, is the hardest to read is the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're going to get out of that team. They've had 2 miserable games and 2 fantastic games.
I think they're like a 7-9 team. Real quick, but before we get back to the Buccaneers, who's this dude that looks like Chris Paul on the sidelines?
I got to see.
He looks just like him.
Peyton looks so frustrated right now.
Yeah, he does.
Cowboys have a lot of team speed on defense, and a lot of what the Saints try to do is get guys out in space and stretch the field and really expose guys because they have some speedsters with Ted Ginn, with Traquan, with evidently Harris, and obviously Kamara. Thomas is their possession receiver, and he runs a 4.4, so they have a lot of speed. But Cowboys have team speed. Oh man, yeah, that's
big first round pick up there.
That's a good young corner just getting beat by an even better young wide receiver. I like Cheeto though. I think we took him as a second rounder, and I think he is a good NFL starter.
Yeah, I mean he's developed that way for sure. He's had really good.
We had a nice pick earlier in this game. I mean that's just Michael Thomas, just a big physical guy. That's really good timing, man. That's a good timing ball from a backup. To not be working with the ones all the time, not be working with these starters.
Absolutely.
Showed Teddy just getting a few weeks of practice in. Let's see what we get here.
Oh boy. Yep. Sometimes you just got to go down.
Oh man, dude, Robert Quinn. I'm sorry. I keep calling his name. He's just all over the place, though, man.
Yeah.
58, just first guy to hit him again.
Feels like the defense has been on the field a lot.
They have.
Boy, was I worried about that during the Patriots game today. That's for sure.
Yeah, it was terrible. There was a lot more 3-and-outs than you're used to. I felt like every time I flipped to that game, the Patriots were just in their own territory. They were never on the other side of the 50.
On third down.
I mean, you get the Slater play and then a few picks that put you in good field position. Otherwise, they would have just been hanging out, on their own 20 or 30 all day.
My boy Kyle Van Noy balled out today. He had two sacks and 3 strips.
He's the guy that's just always he's just a magnet for the ball. He's just always near what's going on.
This guy right here to the left of Peyton or of Drew Brees.
That really does. And then 50 cents to the right of him.
Yeah, exactly.
That's amazing.
That's awesome. Yeah, dude. So, sorry, what were you saying about Van Noy?
It's just he's the type of guy that's like Luke Kuechly to me, where he's just a magnet to the ball, always in on the action and just right there.
Yeah.
Even if he's not getting credit, the stat, he's always right there. The Saints have kind of been taking a page from the Cowboys playbook here in dominating time of possession.
They really have been, and that was
big third down,
big sack.
There we go.
Was that Tank?
God,
who was that?
No, that was I think it's Malik Collins.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or no. Yeah, Malik Collins.
Yeah.
Yep.
Boy, Malik Collins put on some size. Holy cow.
Dude, he's a big boy. We got him in, I think, the 2nd or the 3rd from Nebraska, 4 years ago? And he's quietly been a really good player. Him and Woods, we got two guys that have kind of that, only like 6 foot, 6'1", like 300 build, just big old boys, but they have insanely good footwork for being that size.
All right, field goal here, 8:50 left in the second.
At least push it to a 42-yarder versus a chip shot.
Beautiful kick.
Yep.
That is something the Patriots are going to have to deal with here pretty soon. I just think they're going to have to find another kicker.
Yeah, I mean, all good things come to an end, and he's been the best kicker in the league one of the best kickers in the league for 10 years.
Agreed.
And I mean, before that, you had Vince Harry, so they're going to go out and find somebody. They'll spend a 4th or 5th round pick on the best kicker of the next 10 years.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure they will.
That's just how it'll work out.
Unlike the Bucks, who spent a 2nd round pick on a kicker, and
that was one of the worst kickers or worst picks ever, because I mean, he's not even a kicker that can start in the league.
No, he got the yips, dude. That's what happened. Are you a believer in the yips?
In that situation, yes, because that's a kicker. That's a guy that's not on the field that often.
Right.
So, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think it comes down to just the person, though. It's really – there's no way I'm going to know enough about that guy. I could look at his stats and look at his tape and everything, but I'm not going to know him as a person if he's going to get it or not. And
I'm just saying, like, when
they're quarterbacks, you can see it. Like kickers, it's hard to see it because you don't really see a lot of them.
That's fair. But whenever you go from being one of the most accurate kickers in college football to not being able to make a goddamn field goal in the NFL, that's the yips, dude. That's
he was missing 20-yard kicks.
Yeah, that's a mental problem. That's not that's not being skilled enough to do it.
And I do believe that's something that does have a snowball effect once it happens.
Absolutely,
right?
Dude.
And that's what happened there.
I mean, if you want to believe in if you want to know whether you should believe in the yips or not, just go look at Rick Ankiel, who used to pitch in the majors, and that dude literally one day was on the mound and just stopped being able to locate his fastball.
I feel like that, you being a baseball guy, that happens a lot more in baseball than other sports,
dude,
right?
Yeah, because dude, you could get buried in the psyche of baseball. Like, look at Chris Sale last year. I don't want to turn this into a baseball thing, but he had an absolute, he struck out over 300 people in 2 seasons in a row and went 2-11 this year. It just once it snowballs on you, it snowballs fast.
Yeah, baseball is definitely, I think, where the mental part of the game plays the most role, because in basketball, you go through streaks of being a bad shooter, but you at some point you come back to shooting and you can hit your jump shot. I mean, it just goes in cycles a little bit more. So, damn, Colts and Chiefs next week is going to be a good matchup.
That will be a good matchup.
See if Colts have a bounce back game in them.
Dude, they should, because they got murdered today by Oakland.
Yeah, Oakland's another team that's really hard to make up your mind on. I mean, they're 2-2.
We never got back to the Bucks thing, but I think both those teams are in the same exact boat where they're 7-9 teams.
Yeah, probably so. It's crazy though. If the Cowboys win this game, the Bucks, I believe, would be leading. Right? Yep, the Bucks would be leading the NFC South.
Yep,
because they'd have the win over the Panthers.
Boy, that Texans team, dude. Oh.
God. I know. I got to stop defending them. But like you said,
You're not
I
really
mostly defend Deshaun.
Right. You're not really defending them as much as you are Deshaun. I think you very much know that Bill O'Brien's a jerk.
Bill O'Brien is such a bad coach. I mean, today he just he got out coached by Riverboat Ron.
Bad.
Like 10-1. I mean, it was just like, oh my God.
I think I texted you. I was like, if they lose, if they piss this game away, it was like 10-7. They piss this game away. I don't want to hear another word about how the Texans.
The protection was so bad. Once again, not breaking news. Everyone knows that the Texans can't protect Deshaun, but it's in his head. I like this coming out play action.
Yep, nice.
Nothing downfield, check down. It's all right.
Beautiful.
Deshaun's in his head a little bit. You can see him even after like 2 seconds. If he just sees any defender in his peripherals, he just is trying to run and move in the pocket. He's uncomfortable in the pocket.
But I get that. Like
I get it too.
He has a reason to be because his line can't keep him safe to save his life.
The valid concern. He's not a really big guy.
Right. So I think as long as Bill O'Brien's there, they don't have a GM, they're going to continue to have problems. Like they've got to improve that O-line. You fix that O-line, you probably add 3-4 wins to the schedule.
I think you need to get a running back in the draft. Somebody young, not Carlos Hyde, not Duke Johnson. They're fine band-aids, but get a young running back in the draft. But I think first and second round, you try to address offensive line, or first round, go offensive line, and then sign another offensive lineman in the offseason. You already brought in Laramie Tunsil. That will work itself out and be good over time. But draft another left tackle that was really good in college this year in the first round. Throw him at the right tackle and let him develop. Because if you protect Deshaun, he's going to be a 10-year starter.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Big 3rd and 4 here for the Cowboys.
Big 3rd and 4. All right, let's see here what we got here.
Offense has just got to stay. We can't let our defense come back onto the field again.
Changing it up a little bit, huh? Actually, I don't think he just changed anything.
Going
he
5
went
wide.
Empty backfield. Interesting.
Yeah. Put Zeke right there in the slot.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Look for Witten. Oh,
dude.
That's out. That ball was out. He wasn't down.
Yep. That is something. Oh, my app just died. Come on.
Son of a bitch.
All right. Well, are we at commercial break?
No, the Saints are celebrating, unfortunately, in the end zone. But no, he's down. Bell was down. I think that's a clean recovery, though. Let's see if they're going to even review it or see if NBC gives a second look at it. I'm sure they will, but I don't think in real time it didn't look like the knee was down.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I mean that's
out.
It's clearly out, and that's very uncharacteristic for Witten. Let me know if you get the app back up, but that's very uncharacteristic for Witten, and that's going to give them the ball back in
good territory.
I think that's in Dallas territory for sure.
Damn it! This is what I get for betting on the fucking Cowboys.
It's true. You took the first half.
First half, half a point.
Hold them to a field goal here, and then 10-9.
All right, let's hit a break real quick. We'll be they're reviewing this, so we'll be back with the break.
Yep.
All right, and we're back. My internet problems are worked out, and where are we at?
We got a lot going on here. So it was a fumble by Witten, no surprise there. Luckily, Witten touched Bell, and he was down, at the point of the fumble, so 10 yards of field position. But they had a hold on a good screenplay for first down for the Saints, but Van Der Esch comes up limping, so the screenplay's negated. Robert Quinn just murdered Teddy Bridgewater again. We got a lot going on here. Screen comes back, but dude, the most concerning thing is Leighton Van Der Esch limping around the field. That is not what I'm trying to see.
No, and also come out of the goddamn game if you're hurting.
Like, he's the kind of guy that won't, though. You know what I'm saying? He's that kind of player.
I get that, but you got to be smart about that shit. Like when you're that young, come on.
Yeah, I mean, you like that. You like that in certain places.
Correct. Like I like that in Andrew Luck, except he doesn't have that. So
Is it really hard just betting on the Cowboys first half and then just watching them dominate all season, and then you just have this shit going on?
Well, they've dominated.
It's like they just haven't had the ball in their hands.
They've dominated against bad teams. So I
correct.
Again, I'm always skeptical until I've seen it of any team. It doesn't matter who it is, but this is just infuriating right now. I've lost everything today.
Look at that stat on the screen there. First pair of teammates with over 120 tackles under 25 years old since 91.
Pretty good.
Two good young players, man. Yeah, so you've had a bad day. I lost my Colts bet. I had the Patriots and Chiefs money line, which worked out really well for me. I had Patriots Bills under 20.5 for the first half, which looked dicey after that block punt. It was 13 points scored in the first 10 minutes, but those offenses were anemic.
Both of them were. For different reasons.
Yep. Everything worked out pretty well for me except my Colts play today. And, yesterday in college, all I really did was Oklahoma State and Ohio State, and that worked out well for me.
Ohio State.
I sent you I did a couple of those smaller money lines that I sent you that both actually ended up working out. So overall, good weekend for me. I just didn't play too heavy.
Yeah, I didn't really either, honestly. And I'm glad I didn't because I got my clock clean today. But we've been so clear on the NFL that I'm not surprised that things turned around today a little bit.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
All
okay,
right.
So good tackle there. So we're at probably 3rd and 15, give or take.
See, you're still a little bit ahead of me. So whatever pause it whenever, that way we can announce the time.
Yeah, I got 5:33 on the game clock.
Okay, so pause it right there. I'll let you know when I get there.
Be at 3rd and 15, and for you having the -1/2 for Cowboys here, you're going to need to stop.
Yeah, certainly.
I mean, the clock's moving pretty quick.
You're good.
Okay, cool. Coming out of the huddle here.
Yep. Need to force a turnover here. There's still a lot of time left.
See, I like Teddy. As a Cowboys fan, I like having Teddy Bridgewater in these 3rd and 15 situations where he has to beat you with his arm. I feel really confident in those situations.
Yeah, absolutely, because there's still so much space. I think this Cowboys defense, like the pass rush is really good, and on top of that,
you can dump it off to Scott Hill all you want.
Right, but you got those I like that Rod Marinelli still kind of believes in the Tampa 2 thing a little bit because you can kind of put the guys out, like a couple guys out on an island, the rest of it just kind of flood the sides. That Bill Belichick does that all the time. I still think people think that that's a stupid defense to run. I don't, or a defensive scheme to run. I don't at all.
It's not. As long as you pick and choose your times when to pin your ears back and really go for the quarterback.
Right.
When you time those correctly, it's a great defense.
Absolutely. That's why Gruden was so successful.
You got to have the corners, though. You got to have the corners.
You got to have the personnel in general to run that thing.
Right. And I think the Cowboys have the 2 corners.
I mean, that's why Gruden was so successful with it that Super Bowl year.
Here we go, Cobb. Okay.
A little nice. Why is Randall Cobb running punts back?
Yeah, that seems like a little high risk when Gallup's out.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
No, Gallup wouldn't. I'm saying no, Gallup wouldn't normally do it. I'm saying it's high risk for Cobb to be doing because if you lose Cobb on a kick return, then you're down your 2 and your 3 receivers.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I don't know who else you're going to have back there. Maybe Tony Pollard, but Randall Cobb's been doing it his whole career, so I think they're looking at that as more of the safety guy with their hands because Beasley had been doing it for so long.
Dude, fuck Cole Beasley.
He had a couple of nice plays today.
That guy, fuck him.
How does he get open in the NFL? It's crazy.
Dude, he is, because he's so small. He's smaller than you are, I bet, right?
Dude, he's 5'8". Yeah, he's like...
Yeah. Like, he's
really small.
Which I get that's a specific type of thing that you need, but he just doesn't... I don't know. It's paired with the fact that he's a real asshole, and I really don't like that either. Like he used to come on, like the one thing we'll talk Dallas radio here for just a second. So if you're not in Dallas, you're gonna be really bored by this little spiel. But I like the ticket here, right? Like I like the ticket just fine. Like
I do too.
The only thing I don't like about the ticket is the fact that they suck at doing interviews. Like they are the worst at interviewing people. Like and like I get that they want it to be different because they want to be like, you know, different than everybody else, so they want it to be light and kind of fun. But like guys like Cole Beasley come on expecting to be more like a traditional interview, and I mean he ends up just looking like a fucking dick the entire time.
Yep.
You know, and like
I've heard those. Yeah, I know what you're talking about specifically, and he really does. He does come off as kind of a jackass, and I mean he's got to have a little bit of swag though. I kind of feel like if you're 5'8", 180, and you're just playing out there, kind of a boy amongst men.
There's a difference between swag and being a dickhead. Also, cut your fucking hair. Cut your fucking hair. Come on.
It's 2019. What are we doing here?
Yeah, exactly. He's living like he's in 1984 or some shit like that. But
so you're going to need the Cowboys to get
a touchdown,
get a score here, man. Yeah, you need a touchdown. They're not going to probably get the ball back, but
a lot of time left though.
You need a couple of first downs. that would be
helpful.
Nice.
That'd be a good start. Yeah.
I'm going to take a look at their team stats. I don't imagine they have more than 4 or 5 first downs right now.
I don't think either team probably does, right?
No, I feel like the Saints have moved the ball pretty decently. Here, I'll pull up the box score here.
Right.
I mean, Bridgewater's done, you know, he's 10 for 12, 95 yards. He does have the interception, though. But, you know, Dak only has 61 yards.
That's crazy.
So everybody that's just saying, let's load him up 40 mil, like, hold on, let's chill out a little bit. Let's see what happens when he plays a decent team on the road. Yeah, Cowboys have 5 first downs, Saints have 7. Not great.
If traditional Cowboys fans had it their way, Kellen Moore would be the head coach of the Dolphins next year. And
man, the Saints defense is they just know they're going to run the ball in first down, it feels like.
Always. The Saints defense has always been really good. The only time in recent memory that I think that they really struggled was whenever they had Rob Ryan, and it's the same reason Cowboys. It's the same reason the Cowboys struggled with Rob Ryan is because his defense is too complicated. Nobody understands it.
Right.
It's way too complicated.
I mean, dude, that's a good play on a good offensive line right there by that guy. But you know, there was a few years there where they were 7-9 with Breeze and really in his prime, and those were bad defenses. But the last couple of years, they've had some nice defenses. They've hit on some players, and still have guys like Cam Jordan up front.
They understand how to They understand how to prioritize in the draft.
Yep.
And like that's the thing. Like we talk about this so much about like we were talking about the Redskins a little while ago with Dan Snyder and stuff, and it's like you cannot just willy-nilly the draft. You have to have a strategy. You have to, and you can clearly tell when teams have a strategy when they're just taking players. That's what the Redskins do.
100%. You got to get guys that fit your scheme, not necessarily the most talented guys. All right, 3rd and 2, big. They got to get something going here. Come on, 5 first downs in the first half is unacceptable. Plenty of time, good throw, not a great gain, but
why aren't you giving this ball to Zeke? They got it. They picked it up, but like, regardless, you're paying this guy so much money, and he hasn't really done anything.
Yeah, you hate that Zeke deal.
I hate any running back that's paid that much. And you know what, dude? This is shocking news, but he's going to turn 30 at one point.
Yeah, that deal will be over by then.
Well,
the guaranteed money will be over.
There you go.
All right.
I'm pretty convinced that 30 is a murderous age for NFL players.
It really is. There we go.
Yep, there you go. That's what you're looking for.
Do we have flag come in? Nope. Okay, we're good. So this is probably going to be. Oh yeah, we did have a flag. I thought I saw one. Oh wow. Call that on Cooper.
Wow.
It's a tough call.
Damn, PI. I didn't even see it either. Must have been slick.
Yeah, we had a lot of space. They're just shadowing Lattimore with him all night, which is really probably a pretty smart move. Yeah, a little bit. I don't know about that. What do you think about that? I feel like that's pretty ticky-tack, but...
Yeah, it's definitely ticky-tack. Man, the amount of... I feel like they're on the road to fucking this officiating thing up even more than they were before.
How do you feel about the challenging of the PIs?
I do not like that at all.
Slows the game down a lot.
Slows it down so much, and they're never right about it. Never.
You should only be able to do one a game.
I agree with that.
But
and you know me, man, I'm a huge proponent for getting officiating right over anything else.
Yeah, you are.
but like, man, it's out of hand. Like Sean McDermott challenged two different times today during the Patriots game and lost both of them.
Yeah, the one he was so pissed about, whereas like the guy kind of had the intent to push, but he just whiffed on it. It's like you can't call that. Like there's no contact. Yeah, so we're gonna have probably a 2nd and 17 here when we come back from this commercial break. And I mean, I don't really know. I don't have a lot of faith in the Cowboys getting the ball downfield right now. We haven't seen them take a shot, really, have we?
No, not at all. A couple
intermediate passes, but nothing downfield.
No, and the first one that they completed, Amari Cooper got called for PI.
Yeah, and I mean, that was still even a short pass that he ran for. I just want to see him maybe put the ball 20, 30 yards in the air. The pass rush has been getting there, though. That their first-round draft pick, Marcus Davenport, they're showing him beat Tyrone Smith a couple times off the edge there using his hands. And, Cam Jordan's been disruptive. And they've had, I don't know the nose tackle's name, but he's been pretty disruptive on this good Cowboys line. So I think we'll make some adjustments here, though. I still feel pretty good about the Cowboys winning this game. What do you think?
So far, so good, I think. I don't know. I mean, these teams have been really evenly matched so far. Sorry, a boy of mine's texting me trying to figure out why he can't get on his PlayStation app. And I was like, I'm streaming for my own, buddy. So I'm just making sure he's good. Make sure you can see the game.
I felt like this was going to be a lower scoring game than people thought. A lot of field goals, which is turning out to be true. I didn't think it'd be 6-3 though, going into halftime, which it very well could be.
I told you before it started I was really considering the under, but I decided against it.
Yeah, that was a good play.
I'm still here for a second. I'm just checking something.
Oh no, you're good, man.
But yeah, I feel like we are cruising right now. I don't know, man. I feel like I thought this game would be a bit more competitive than this is, but it's not been boring by any means. Just very defensive.
No, there's been some good defensive plays, and as soon as either of the teams have gotten anything going, there's been a fumble by Witten, there's been a sack. There's just been
any of those.
Yeah, good defensive play. So I see a lot more scoring in the second half. It wouldn't surprise me if there was 25 or 30 points put up in the second half. This is definitely a game where the under on the first half was a good play, but the over on the second half is a good play as well. Once both these teams go in there and make there's been a fumble by Witten, there's been a sack,
Our video played back to us because we're that cool.
All right, here we go. 2nd and 17. We're going all 5 wide receiver there. Again, Zeke split out wide, but
nice little route to Zeke. Pretty good.
I guess you get it to a 3rd and manageable, 3rd and 9 or so. Sean Payton's going to call timeout here probably. No. So they get a stop here. Saints are going to get a pretty solid possession with 3 timeouts left. There it is. Okay. I figured they were going to take that timeout.
Yeah, dude, you got to slow things down a little bit. I mean, you've only got 1:51 left. Wow.
Yeah, that could help the Cowboys out, though, because the Cowboys picked this up. They didn't have to burn a timeout right there. 3rd and 8, man. Yeah. I think you got to draw up something for Cooper and try to get him going. I need to be looking at the safety over top a little bit more. He might be shadowing pretty heavy. It might be almost a double type situation.
It's really hard to tell with the way they're kind of presenting this game.
Yeah. Yeah, we're getting a lot of different camera views, which I don't mind. See, but yeah, if you look out, you got the safety pretty much over top. So they're essentially doubling Cooper. It's got to be White or Cobb here in the center of the field. Is that Witten?
Witten. No. Who is that?
Is that Scholes? Dalton Scholes?
Never heard of him.
No, Blake Jarwin. We have 3 white tight ends that all look the exact same. Jarwin is pretty much a tight end that's just a pass catch specialist. He cannot block. Dalton Scholes is kind of a backup do-it-all guy from Stanford, but they both come in and make random plays. Jarwin has actually had 2 games in his career, I believe, with 3 touchdowns.
That's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought that.
Who are we getting here? Against a little high school action.
Well, we got some comments on the live stream. Our boy Chad Simpson asking if I'm a Saints fan. Definitely not.
4th and 1 going for it. What do you think about this in your own
You got to, dude. At this point, minute 36.
I don't know if you got to,
man. You got fucking Zeke. What are you talking about?
Yep, and he got it. That's why you give it to him.
Yep. Uh-oh.
Shit.
That's why you give it to him. Pay the man. Pay him.
God almighty.
Pay him.
I think you are a Saints fan.
I don't know. If I had an
NFC do the refs know what they're doing? The refs can't figure this out.
There's a strong chance that's not true. We've seen that happen. Okay, boy,
Saints
dude.
ball.
Oh, boy.
Von Bell again? Man, he's been all over the place.
That's almost worth losing that bet to see that happen. Jesus. Come on.
Oh, I don't know.
You got to tuck that ball, bro.
Is he not down? Is the elbow not down?
No, I don't think so. Not by the time the ball came out. This is not a great view. Oh, that's a worse view.
Yeah, this is terrible.
What are you talking about?
What are we doing here, NBC?
Yeah, well, come on. What are we doing with the sensor here in the middle of this thing?
I'm saying his elbow's down. That's a Cowboys fan in me. That was really close.
Yeah, it's definitely close. I would have liked to have seen that the other side, but
So now all you got to hope for is like a Teddy pick 6 type of situation here.
Correct.
Not completely out of the question.
Definitely not, but he's taking care of the ball really well so far.
Yeah, it feels like he'll just take a sack instead of throw a pick.
Which good quarterbacks do. Good quarterbacks definitely do that.
Josh Allen a couple of times today could have taken a few sacks, but he just wanted to lob it up for the Patriots to boost their stats and make their defense look better than it is.
I was just infuriated by that game in general. It's just one I'm ready to forget already.
Yeah, but I mean, like you said, the Patriots do this every maybe 3 times a year.
Where they're just generally not ready. They should have lost that game today, really and truly.
Yes, Chiefs should have lost too.
I feel pretty good about going against the Redskins next week being 15.5-point favorites already.
Wow. Is that the line? God. Is that in Foxborough?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that feels pretty good. That'll be a bounce back game for sure where Belichick will just go 45-3. What you think Washington, do you just roll Haskins the rest of the way?
Dude, I mean, the thing is, like, I tweeted about this earlier, like, we're officially on the Jay Gruden Save My Job tour, so that's what they're going to probably do.
Dude, he should have been fired a long time ago.
It's not him, though. It's just not him. Like,
Dan Snyder's part of the problem. I mean,
but if Dan Snyder's telling you to play Haskins, you play Haskins. He's your boss. That's what you do. And, right. I mean, it's that whole, mafia mentality thing where it's like, well, don't play him unless we're just really out of it. Wink, wink. And it's like, come on. Like, you know that he knows that's what he's got to do to keep his job. So that's what he's going to do. And it's just going to, man, if I were him, I would have been out of there a long time ago. I don't know why we don't see more coaches resign, to be honest. Because I wouldn't put up with that. If Mike Shanahan
money, man. Yeah. Dan, play stands. I think he's down right there. Now that they have that free shot, I think he's down. But play stands.
Yep.
I mean, it's fine. I mean, I like when they go with the ruling on the field unless it's just egregious, which that one wasn't. It's 50-50. Here we go. We got Teddy going 5 wide receiver with Kamara out wide. This feels like a definite interception possibility here.
Or not.
No. God, he's just too fundamental. He's going to make the right play. I still like the call for the Cowboys to go for it right there. I mean, it's ballsy.
You've got to do it.
I don't know if you got to, though. I mean, you could just go to halftime 6-3 and punt it.
You could, but you want to show some aggressive. Oh, boy.
Ooh.
Oh, boy. Wow. You've got to show some aggressiveness at some point, and they just haven't really done that much. The Saints look like they're going to drive down and score here.
Yeah. If the line can protect Teddy. The Cowboys are getting there. He's just getting the ball off quick.
Yeah. Which is interesting with him coming out of the gun. I mean, there's no play action whatsoever, but that's not really a Sean Payton specialty is play action.
Right. Yeah, Teddy, I don't feel like is that comfortable in a 5 wide set.
He's definitely not.
Oh, is that an incompletion? Oh yeah, I guess his forearm hit first. Yeah, Zeke. I don't know, man. I don't know what to think there. I think you still got to come out of this out of halftime trying to feed Zeke and not abandon the run game just because you may be down a score or two. Oh, that's just a misread right there. But yeah, I don't think you abandon the run game with Zeke. I think you continue to still try to get him involved. It looks like you're going to be able to win this game with probably 17 or 20 points,
which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean, given the two offenses, you'd think it'd be a lot higher, but I don't know. I had a feeling coming into it. That's why I was saying on the pod on Wednesday evening that I just thought this was going to be a little bit more of a defensive game than people realized.
Yeah, and are you surprised by that?
I'm not. I think a lot of people are going to be. I mean, the over-under in this game was like 46 or 47.
Yeah, it was really low.
I mean, that's low. Yeah, I mean, that's about middle range for NFL. Oh, yeah. Are they calling interference on that?
What?
Roughing the passer.
Wow. That is tough.
Man, the Cowboys are not getting any favors here from the refs.
Definitely not.
And on Tank?
Yep.
It's not a penalty he commits frequently. Let me see here.
Definitely not. Let's see. It's coming up. Oh, dude.
It's below. Dude, it's the whole knee thing, though.
It's a little weak.
You hit them low, though. You hit their knees. Especially, that's a guy that's leg exploded from a non-contact injury. They're trying to keep him healthy because, I mean, he goes out and we bring Taysom Hill in here. It's going to be a shit show. I
don't understand how you can be so strict about something like that and then oh boy, how you be so strict on something like that and then let moon-eyed quarterbacks go out there and play after they've been concussed as hell. I just don't understand that.
I agree with that. That's a fair point. I mean, it's a bigger discussion, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely interesting some of the rules that they decide to uphold versus others. Well, Kamara doesn't know what the play is. Bridgewater's not using the timeout.
Nope.
Feels like bad clock management there. Oh, you got to make that tackle.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Now you use the timeout though.
I think they kicked the field goal.
I've got 4 seconds left.
Yeah, 4 seconds. I mean, he's down on the 1. We got a flag down there. We got to see what this is. But so if you're down to the 1, do you kick the field goal? That doesn't matter though. They're going to decline it because it would only get them half the distance to the goal. So yeah, I mean, you're at the 1. You kick it here. I think you kick it. I mean, in a game where it doesn't look like points are going to be very easy to come by, they're pretty futile. I think
you're talking about Sean Payton.
He's going for it though. Yeah,
dude. You're talking about
Sean Payton. He didn't even hesitate, did he?
No, and I don't think you do because I mean, worst case is you're still winning by 3 going to halftime.
Sorry, I'm used to watching Jason Garrett and Scott Linehan. And
correct.
These guys.
Correct.
It's big play right here, man. I mean,
you got
13-3 versus 6-3 is two very different things. Who got the ball? Who got the ball to start the game? I think the Cowboys did.
I think they did. Oh boy, yeah, so you're coming out you're going play action here, or you're going to try to go over the.
I think they're going to give Kamara the ball. No.
Wow, that was a really weird play call.
Wow, that's a terrible play call.
Fade to great.
Oh my god. Oh well.
They still got a timeout though. I didn't notice that. And at least you're trying to.
No, I knew they had the timeout, but I thought, damn, only 2 seconds came off right there.
Yeah. Wow.
Michael Thomas, give me the freaking ball, man.
This guy back here looks like the game.
Yeah.
Or Josh Smith, however you want to look at that. Same person. Same person for sure.
That is a bad fade, man.
Wow. It's an interesting play call, though. All right, now you take the points.
Yeah.
It's worth a shot.
That's just risky, though. That could have been picked, which then you would just feel stupid at that point.
Yeah, you're still going to the lead, halftime with the lead, so
True. All right, so we have a 9-3 game. I mean, not quite what we expected, but feels like it's anybody's game still.
This is why I don't bet on the Cowboys.
It's almost certainly going to end in disappointment. I can guarantee it. As a lifetime fan, I mean,
it already did end in disappointment.
Oh yeah, my bad. You had the first half. Now you just gotta make your money back second half, man.
Nope. That's it.
Don't fall victim.
Never. You know me. I'm more disciplined than that. But yeah, man, I think we're gonna watch the rest of this. Been fun commentating, talking about the day's games and everything. But I know you've got to get ready for your Bills themed wedding and whatnot. So,
dude, yeah,
got a lot going on here.
I'm really excited to get up at 5:45 tomorrow morning. But
how do you feel about the first half overall? Though, I mean, or how do you feel about the Cowboys still continuing to win this game?
I feel fine. I think they can win as long as they keep their offense on the field. They just got no rhythm at all.
Neither team really did.
No, neither team did, but I expect their defense to be able to hold Bridgewater and them to, I don't expect them to get in a great rhythm. I expect the Cowboys to be able to run the ball a little bit better, Dak to make some plays. As long as we come out and just are able to move the chains, I think we're going to be fine. I don't see our defense giving up too many points. I think 23-20 is a reasonable score.
Yeah.
I see a lot more points going up in the second half.
Yeah, I think both teams will make some adjustments. Both teams are really good at making adjustments in the second half, and I think that's probably your biggest beneficiary here of this thing. I said it on the pod. I leaned towards the Saints. I never thought Cowboys minus. I think it ended up at 2.5 by the time the game started.
Yeah, getting a field goal for the Saints seemed like a pretty good bet at the beginning of the week.
Yeah, I never really believed in that line. That was very confusing to me. So I still stand. I think I agree with your 23-20. I just think the Cowboys could be on the wrong side of this, but we'll see.
Yeah, it might not be 23 now that I think about it because the Saints have 9. It could be 23-20 if the Saints win, but if the Cowboys win, we might have to put up more points, and the score will certainly be different just based on where they're at.
But even then, that's not a terrible loss for the Cowboys.
No, but I would really love to be going into that Green Bay game 4-0 because I think we have a really good chance of winning that game. And, you go 5-0, I don't know what the stats are there. I'd like to look at it. But you're in the playoffs pretty much.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't know if that's as realistic as you may think here. We'll just see.
Dude, I don't know, man. That Green Bay defense in the second half was just giving up so many yards to Jordan Howard rushing.
I'd be shocked. I'd be really interested to know what the Cowboys line on that's going to be. I'm not touching it because of situations just like
what just happened this evening. Yeah,
literally,
it's going to be in Dallas. So
yeah,
I think even depending what happens tonight here, I think it'll be close to a pick 'em. Honestly, Dallas might be a 2 or 3 point favorite.
Yeah, and I think that's probably a good value too.
I think that's probably a good value. If they lose this game, you're going to get some value. I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I know in an ideal situation you'd like to go into that, but I mean, or you'd like to go into that. 5 or 4-0. But if you lose this game by a field goal, it's not like you're getting stomped out by 30.
Right.
And I think to me, that's a bigger telling sign. That's how I can say, wake me up in January whenever the Patriots lose or go 12-4 and have these really ridiculous losses that they shouldn't have. Because at the end of the day, they're not getting blown out by these teams. Like they're games that, they should have won, but just because they didn't win, it doesn't mean that it was an all out bitch fest.
And anything can happen in a football game, man. We've seen it several times over the last few years where whoever won the Super Bowl that year, there was 2 or 3 games during that season where they just scored like 13 points and looked like dog shit. Nobody thought they were going to win the Super Bowl.
Yep.
It happens, right? But my concern is you should not lose to a team that's missing their best player. And Drew Brees is the Saints' best player.
Definitely. No, I'm with you. But if you lose by a field goal, I don't think that's anything to sneeze at. That's
on the road at the beginning of the season, not the end of the world.
And
that's true.
At the end of the day, you're still talking about, your boy Kellen versus Sean Payton.
Right.
There are going to be times where they're going to have to learn on the fly. As long as he's not going out there and saying that like your boy Freddie Kitchens, I think we're in good shape there.
Yeah, I think that's true. And I have faith in them. Cowboys second half -3 is out there for you if it tempts you.
No, it does not tempt me.
Just double up, man.
It does not tempt me at all. Doubling
that's terrible. Don't anyone listening, please don't do that.
Don't take that advice.
It may very well happen, but I have no clue what's going to happen in this game. I really don't.
Yeah, it's a good game though so far. It's just very defensive. You and I love it because we're all about defensive football.
Yeah, it's been fun. I mean, it's not like it's been only 3 and outs. I mean, we did talk about lack of first downs, but I mean, there's some ball movement. It's just good defensive plays. And, I love seeing Zeke, I don't love seeing him fumble, but I love them giving him the ball in our territory, basically betting on our defense. I like that kind of confidence.
Absolutely. I mean, you can't, it's one of those things where I know you were saying I was kind of saying you have to go for it. I think you do. I think there's a a time and a place for setting an aggressive tone and showing the team that you're going to be aggressive. And so I don't have any problem with that play calling there. Now,
I agree.
You want to look at play calling that stinks, go check out your boy Cliff Kingsbury.
Good God.
God, dude, you want to talk about somebody who comes up on the surrender index all the time for punting away when he shouldn't. The surrender index is an incredible Twitter account. We've been talking about it for several weeks now, but it basically measures the cowardness of punts. It's my favorite Twitter follow right now.
I love it, man. Dude, you see Jared Goff? So he threw 68 passes today and had 517 yards.
That's absurd.
And they lost by 15.
Why are they throwing 68 times in a game?
It's Todd Gurley has arthritis.
Good point.
He also threw 3 picks though. So I mean it's bound to happen when you throw 68 balls though. I mean shit.
Yeah. One team that we didn't talk about, which we were on the verge of talking about, it was the Chargers. I mean, yeah, they came out and scored. I think they scored 3 back-to-back time unanswered touchdowns, but the Dolphins were up 10-0 on them at halftime.
Dude, can I talk? No, it was 10-10. It was 10-10.
It was 10-10, okay.
Yeah, so Dolphins are minus 137 point differential through 4 weeks. They're losing games by 34 points a game.
Holy moly.
Dude, that's bad.
That's real bad.
Biggest thing I took away from that Dolphins game, though, and Chargers game is, dude, they activated and played Melvin Gordon, and he injured his hamstring.
Yeah, of course he did.
Well,
he had been playing
left
football.
the game with hamstring tightness. But I said that on the pod. Like, you got to ease these guys back into it, man. It's very easy to get hurt because you're not in game shape. There's no training you can do to be in game shape.
Exactly, none whatsoever, and that can't be underscored enough. And I just, I don't know. It's just another problem that the Chargers have, and they're just terrible, dude. You talked about Phillip Rivers being way over the hill last week, and I think that's incredibly accurate.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people thought they were going to be the 3rd best team in the AFC coming into the year, and I thought they were certainly going to be a playoff contender, but I still think, even though what we saw today, it's going to come down to the Chiefs and the Pats. I want to bail on that. I mean, maybe the Ravens get kind of frisky or some teams like that, but the NFC is just so wide open compared to the AFC.
It really is. It's going to be interesting to watch, that's for sure.
Yeah, because the Saints win tonight. Are they the best team in the NFC? It's maybe.
I mean, if you got it out with your backup quarterback, you got to think that's a pretty good omen.
Because you just beat Dallas, you beat the Seahawks.
Yep.
The Rams, I mean, that's your loss, but I mean, they didn't look great today at all. So
that win looks less and less impressive with each passing week to me.
Yep. And you had that weird play where the fumble was not ruled, where they could return it for the touchdown for the Saints, and that would have changed the landscape of that game. So
that would have changed everything, really.
Yep.
All right, man. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and get out of here. It was great watching a little bit of football with you. We'll do it again here in the coming weeks. We're going to be probably off of football a little bit for the coming weeks, just because we're going to be doing so much baseball live.
Yeah, I know you guys want to do streaming for the playoffs, which is crucial. It's going to be fun, man. I'm going to try to stay on, and I might even hop on one of them. I'm going to try to stay up to date with all the baseball stuff going on.
Absolutely, man. I'm going to so we've got a busy week at SLM.
Oh, yeah, you're going to Atlanta, right?
Yeah, so I'm going to Atlanta this week. We're actually interviewing Parker Mashinsky. He's a good friend of the Outfielder podcast. He came on last year with us. He plays in the Astros minor league system. So he's going to come on Monday, kind of tell us how the season went in the minors and, how he's feeling about the playoffs coming up and whatnot. So we're going to have that on Monday, and then I'm leaving for Atlanta on Wednesday night or Thursday morning really early to hit the first playoff game, and then probably on Friday as well. So lots of content coming up as far as baseball goes. And then we'll be doing live streams as well. I know that Sam and I are going to watch one of the games at the house and do a live stream. It'll probably just be on my phone or some crap like that, so it won't be good quality. But, we're going to do it anyway because it's fun to do. Dude,
yeah, that'll be a blast. Like I said, I'm going to stay up to date on it. And I got one of my hometown guys is on the Dodgers, so I'm going to be rooting for them. And I'll try to come on one of those and drop in for 20 or 30 minutes and talk baseball with you guys before my lack of knowledge gets exposed.
No, dude, we try to keep it as high level as we can. Last year we talked about anything from Ben digging a Viet Cong tunnel system to disrupting the casket industry to baseball. Like, we recorded like an hour and a half pod and then realized we didn't talk any baseball whatsoever.
Ben's tunnel seems more reasonable than Kellen Moore being a head coach.
It does. So, all right, well, we'll do that. We'll get out of here. We'll see you guys here in next little bit.
All right, later, man.